Hare Krishna. Am I audible? Clear? Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Long back there was a demon called Gayasura. This Gayasura demon, he had created a lot of trouble to the devotees, to the devatas. He had disturbed the practice of dharmic principles. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, when he was appealed by his devotees, the devatas, the Supreme Lord descended to this material world with his various weapons, and he killed this demon Gayasura. In the present Bihar, there is a place called Gaya. There you will also see Vishnupada. So it is at that place this Gayasura demon was killed by Lord Vishnu. After he was killed, Lord Vishnu dropped his 4 weapons, 4 paraphernalia at 4 different places, and he wanted to take rest. So he just dropped those 4 paraphernalia. We all know Lord is Chaturbhuja, 4-handed. In his 4-handed form, he holds Shankha, Chakra, Gada and Padma. Srila Prabhupada says Lord Narayana holds these 4 items. Out of these 4, 2 items are meant for the devotees, 2 are meant for the demons. What are the items meant for the devotees? Padma and Shankha. Shankha, it is crystal clear, it is white, pure white, and that Shankha represents transcendental knowledge. And Padma refers to blessings of the Lord, and the speciality of Padma is, even though it grows in a marshy place, in the water, it remains untouched by water. So Padma actually denotes detachment. So Lord Vishnu, through Padma and Shankha, he blesses his devotees with transcendental knowledge and detachment from this material existence. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janayati Ashu Vairagyam Jnanam Chaya Dahaitukam. Bhagavatam says, anybody who engages in devotional service to Vasudeva, Krishna, such a person very soon will attain both transcendental knowledge and detachment from this material existence. So these 2 things, Jnana and Vairagya, are symbolized by these 2 paraphernalia, that is Shankha and Padma. Apart from this, Padma, as I mentioned, also denotes prosperity of his devotees. The Lord makes sure that the devotees are not lacking in anything. He supplies what they lack, preserves what they have. And the remaining 2 weapons that Lord Vishnu is holding is Chakra and Gada. Now both these, Chakra and Gada, they actually are meant for the demons. The Lord kills the demons through this Chakra, Sudarshana Chakra weapon, and the Gada. What is the Gada of the Lord known as? Kaumodaki Gada. It is called Kaumodaki, and his chakra is called Sudarshana. Sudarshana chakra represents the eternal wheel of time. Nobody can counter the force of Kala. In the same way, when the Supreme Lord decides to use his chakra to kill any demon, no force in this entire existence can stop the Sudarshana. Sudarshana Mahajwala Koti Surya Samaprabha. It is said, Sudarshana, it is blazing forth with fire, and it has the effulgence of 1 crore suns. Koti Surya Samaprabha. So that is our Sudarshana. And what is his Shankha called as? Panchajanya. In the Bhagavad Gita we see that Panchajanyam Hrishikesho Devadattam Dhananjayaha. So Panchajanya is the name of the Shankha of the Supreme Lord, and his Gada is called Kaumodaki, his chakra is called Sudarshana, and the lotus that he holds is called Padma. So these are the different 4 weapons, and Prabhupada says 2 are meant for devotees, 2 are meant for non-devotees. Chakra and Gada meant for non-devotees. Shankha and Padma meant for devotees. That means he knows he has 4 things in his hand. How you are going to approach him, based on that he is going to use one of them. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam stathaiva bhajamyaham. So when Dhruva Maharaj was performing tapasya, and when his tapasya was successful, within 6 months the Supreme Lord appeared in front of Dhruva Maharaj. And when the Lord appeared, Dhruva Maharaj was in a very awkward situation. He did not know what to speak. He wanted to glorify the Lord, but he was falling short of words. He was not able to compose prayers using his intelligence. At that time, the Supreme Lord, understanding the awkward position of Dhruva, what did he do? He actually touched the forehead of Dhruva with conch shell. And as a result of this, immediately Dhruva Maharaj, he was awakened from within. Yonta pravishya mamavacha mimam prasuptam sanjeevayatya khila shakti dhara swadhamna. So like that he offers prayers, Dhruva Maharaj. Oh my Lord, by your touch, all my sleeping senses have now been awakened. You have entered me and you have awakened me from within. All my senses have become active now in your service. So like that Dhruva Maharaj offers prayers in the 4th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So these 4 weapons of the Lord, they are very, very special. They are transcendental. And anybody who comes in touch with these 4 weapons, they are also benefited immensely. Apart from this, there is a 5th weapon also. Totally 5 weapons. Panchayudha. What is the 5th weapon of Lord Vishnu? That is bow. The Sharanga bow. His bow is called Sharanga. So there is a temple in South India in Kumbakonam. Lord Sharangapani. Sharanga means he is holding the bow called Sharanga. So in this place, when the Supreme Lord rested after killing Gayasura demon, he kept his 4 weapons in 4 different places. And those 4 places became famous as 4 kshetras. Jagannath Puri, the Lord kept his conch. So it is called Shankha Kshetra. On the top of the Neelachala hill, where actually the main temple is situated, the place is in the form of a conch, in the shape of a conch. And the next place where he kept his Gada, that is called Yajapur or Jajapur, it is called. That is called Gada Kshetra. And Konark, where there is a famous sun temple, that is called Padma Kshetra. And this particular place, Bhubaneswar Dham, this is called as Chakra Kshetra. So this is the chakra, where the chakra of the Lord was kept here. So what are the 4 different kshetras? Puri is Shankha Kshetra, Bhubaneswar is Chakra Kshetra, Then which is Gada Kshetra? Jajpur is Gada Kshetra, and then Konark is Padma Kshetra. So like this there are 4 Kshetras where the 4 weapons of the Lord were rested. So this Bhubaneswar Dham, it is also known as Ekamra Kshetra. What is it called? Ekamra Kshetra. Eka means one, Amra means mango tree. So once upon a time there was a very huge mango tree here, and this Kshetra was named after that huge mango tree as Ekamra Kshetra. So what is the connection? What are the specialities? What is the pastime that happened here in Bhubaneswar Dham? Let us try to understand. Long ago in the Dwapar Yuga, when the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna was performing his pastimes on this planet, there were a very handful of people who were actually able to recognize the divinity, the position, the actual position of Krishna. A very few people were able to recognize that Krishna is the Supreme Lord himself. Among them were the Pandavas, then Bhishma Deva, then Vidura, and some of these people, that's all. Parashurama, and these people were able to recognize that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Apart from them, even those people who physically saw Krishna failed to recognize that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For example, Duryodhana and his blind father, Dhritarashtra, they were actually dealing with Krishna face to face. They were talking to him, but they were not able to recognize Krishna as the Supreme Lord. This is a very mystical thing. Many times we may think that if Krishna comes in front of me, I will recognize him, I will surrender to him immediately. But there were people whom they saw face to face with Krishna, but they could not surrender. Why? What is the reason? The reason is they did not have the qualification called bhakti. To understand Krishna, to approach Krishna, to be able to engage in loving devotional service to Krishna, one must have faith. Faithless person cannot understand Krishna. Ashraddhadhana purusha dharmasyasya parantapa mrityu samsara vartmani. Krishna says, one who is ashraddhadhana, one who has no faith in what I am saying, such a person will never attain to me. Instead, he will be stuck in the cycle of birth and death, repetition of birth and death. So, even those people who saw Krishna face to face could not understand that he is the Supreme Lord. That's why Krishna says, Bhaktyamam abhijanati yavan yaschasmi tattvataha. Tattvataha, if somebody wants to know me, it is possible only through bhakti. Only through devotion and surrender one can understand Krishna as he is. So when Krishna was in Dwaraka and he was playing the role of the king of Dwaraka, actually he was not the king, he had appointed his grandfather Ugrasena, but he was practically protected. He was practically the protector of Dwaraka, protector of everybody. So he was famously known as Dwarakadhish. Even though he was not the king, he was not sitting on the royal throne. It was his grandfather Ugrasena who was actually sitting on the royal throne, but he was called as Dwarakadhish because he was actually protecting everybody. So when Krishna was playing his role as Dwarakadhish, performing his pastimes, there was one king called as Paundraka. His name was Paundraka. He was the friend of the king of Kashi, Kashi Raja. This Paundraka, he declared himself to be Vasudeva. He said, I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I have appeared in this material world to deliver all of you. It is not the son of Vasudeva who is right now in Dwaraka. It is not he who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but it is me who is actually the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Who said this? Paundraka. So this Paundraka, he had two hands only, but he had attached two extra artificial hands. And he had Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma, artificial. Right? Like we have in our dramas. In drama it is easy to attach two hands, paint the body blue and attach Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. So he attached like this and he declared, I am Vasudeva, I am the Supreme Lord, I am Bhagavan. Everyone should surrender to me. And in his royal court, he had one of his friends who was acting as Balarama. One of his friends had become Balarama. And he had one demon who could assume the form of a monkey. He said he is Hanuman. Like this, he had a false party, drama troupe he had. And in his kingdom, he had forced everybody to worship him. Anybody who worships Krishna, they were punished severely. They were put in the prison house, subjected to various kinds of punishments. And until they agree to worship Paundraka, they would not be released. Some people who would not agree, they would be killed. They were killed, murdered. So, even 5,000 years ago, when Krishna was personally present on this planet, there were people who were imposters. Imposter means what? Fake. They were fake gods. Today also we have this avatara, that avatara, Kalki Bhagavan. Somebody says, I am going to have darshan of Kalki Bhagavan. And if you want to meet one-to-one, you have to pay some money. If you want to have Paduka darshan, you want to do Abhishekam to his Paduka, you have to pay little more money. You want personal one-to-one meeting with Kalki Bhagavan, little more money. Yeah, it is there. So somebody asked that Kalki Bhagavan, you are claiming yourself to be Kalki Avatar, but according to the scriptures, Kalki Avatara is supposed to be coming at the end of Kali Yuga. And the Kali Yuga lasts for 4,32,000 years. Now only 5,000 years have passed. Why this emergency landing you have done? Why so early you have come? Then he said, no, Kali Yuga, it is increasing so much, that's why I have come, emergency. I have come quickly, I have come. But actually there is no such emergency landing for the Lord. All the incarnations of the Lord are scheduled. They happen at the right time as mentioned in the scriptures. So one should be very careful not to accept any fake godmen, bogus incarnations. Srila Prabhupada said, if somebody claims to be God, you should ask him this question. Please show your Vishwarupa. Like Arjuna asked Krishna in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Please show me your Vishwarupa. And immediately Krishna said, yes, I will show you my Vishwarupa, but your eyes are not capable of seeing it, so I will give you divine eyes. So divine eyes also he gave. And through the divine eyes, Arjuna was able to perceive the Vishwarupa of the Lord. So, Prabhupada says, anybody can be accepted as an incarnation based on two criteria. First criteria is, he must be foretold in the scriptures. Second criterion is, he must perform superhuman activities which are not possible for ordinary people to even think of imitating. These are the two litmus tests for accepting somebody as an incarnation. So anyway, this Paundraka had declared himself to be God, and he was harassing the devotees, forcing them to worship him. And one day, this Paundraka wrote a letter. He wrote a letter to Dwarakadhish Krishna. And he said, I am real Vasudeva, you are fake. So immediately give up your Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. Come and surrender to me. And I will give you all protection. Don't worry. For the first time, Krishna's dialogue, somebody is telling back to Krishna only. It is Krishna's dialogue, no? Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shucha. He says, Abandon all varieties of dharma and surrender to me. I will give you full protection from all sinful reactions. Do not worry. This is Krishna's word. Only Krishna can say this. But here this fellow, he is thinking that I am only the Supreme Lord. So he is telling this, come surrender to me, Krishna. What are you doing? You are not real God. I am real God. Prabhupada explains, one who thinks that I am God, he is a mad person. Only mad person can say I am God. He is insane. Right? Anyway, so this person, he wrote a letter like this, and this letter was brought by a messenger to the court of Ugrasena Maharaj in Dwaraka. And Maharaj Ugrasena told, please read this letter loudly. The messenger read out the letter. And after hearing this letter, everybody in the court, including Krishna Balaram, they started laughing loudly. LOL. Laugh out loud. It's a joke. They say, if you want to make Krishna laugh, you should tell how great you are. If you tell how great you are, glorify yourself, then Krishna will laugh. At every moment you are depending on me only. And then you are saying you are great. How are you great? You are not independently great. Whatever we achieve in this world, it is all because of the support of the Lord, the protection of the Lord. If you study the Bhagavad Gita, you will see that. Krishna says, I am present inside your body as the fire of digestion. The food that you are eating will not get digested if I am not there as the fire of digestion. You may eat varieties of food, but if Krishna, Vaishwanara Agni as Krishna is not there, it will not work. It will not get digested. Isn't it? The air that we are breathing, Krishna says it is me only. Krishna says, I am present inside your body as Paramatma. I am giving you intelligence, remembrance, forgetfulness. Your intelligence is me only. Balam balavatam asmi. Your strength is me only. Your talents and abilities are coming from me only. So everything Krishna is giving. Then what are you great? What greatness? We are not great. So Prabhupada says, those who say I am God, they are dog. They are not God. Only God is God. So we are actually dependent on Krishna. So when this letter was read out, everybody started laughing out loud, including Krishna. Krishna was laughing. So Balaram became angry. What is this fellow? How dare he write like this letter? So he said, immediately let us go and attack. Finish him off. Actually, Paundraka had written in the letter, if you don't accept to my proposal and if you don't surrender, then be ready to get killed by me on the battlefield. So Paundraka had written this letter to Krishna. You can just imagine what audacity he might have had, isn't it? It is said, when a person's Antyakala comes, then he becomes mad like this. What is the saying? There is a saying for that. Vinashakale viparita buddhi. Viparita means opposite. Another meaning of viparita is too much. Too much buddhi. When somebody displays or opposite buddhi one displays, it is Vinashakala has come for that person. Anyway, Krishna and Balarama said, yes, go and tell your master Paundraka that I am ready. Come, let's face on the battlefield. So there was a battle between who and who? Krishna and Paundraka. I'll just read a small part of that battle, what actually happened on the battlefield. Nowadays, we don't see such battles. What we see is nothing actually compared to the battles that are described in our Vedic scriptures. There were different kinds of weapons used. And first thing, there is lot of comedy also in this battle. Okay. So why the comedy? Because as soon as Krishna saw Paundraka with those extra hands, Krishna could not stop himself from laughing on the battlefield. So on the battlefield, Krishna started laughing. So I'll just read small part of this. Comes in the Krishna book. If you have read, it is coming in which the deliverance of Paundraka and the king of Kashi. So I'll read that part. So King Paundraka was a great warrior, and as soon as he heard of Krishna's attack, he came out of the city along with 2 Akshauhini divisions of soldiers. The king of Kashi was also a friend to King Paundraka, and he came out with 3 Akshauhini divisions. When the 2 kings came before Lord Krishna to oppose him, Krishna saw Paundraka face to face for the first time. Krishna saw that Paundraka had decorated himself with the symbols of the conch shell, disc, lotus and club, Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. He carried the Sharanga bow also, and on his chest was the insignia of Srivatsa also. His neck was decorated with a false Kaustubha jewel, and he wore a flower garland in exact imitation of Lord Vasudeva. Exactly same as it is, copy, paste. He was dressed in yellow colored silken garments, and the flag on his chariot carried the symbol of Garuda, exactly imitating Krishna's. He had a very valuable helmet on his head, and his earrings like swordfish glittered brilliantly. So Krishna's kundala are called Makara Kundala. Makara means fish shaped earrings he wears. So he was also wearing like that. On the whole, however, his dress and makeup were clearly imitation. By seeing only we can know it is imitation. Anyone could understand that he was just like someone on stage playing the part of Vasudeva in false dress. When Lord Sri Krishna saw Paundraka imitating his dress and posture, he could not check his laughter, and thus he laughed with great satisfaction. So Krishna laughed with great satisfaction upon seeing Paundraka. So if you want to make God laugh at you, tell how great you are, tell your plans to God, then he will laugh. The soldiers on the side of King Paundraka began to shower their weapons upon Krishna. So now the war is beginning now. So Paundraka was supported by whom? Kashi Raja. Who was Kashi Raja? He was a friend of Paundraka, supporter of this false Vasudeva. Okay. So totally 5 Akshauhini divisions came to fight against Krishna. The soldiers on the side of King Paundraka began to shower their weapons upon Krishna. The weapons, including various kinds of tridents, clubs, poles, lances, swords, daggers and arrows, came flying like waves, and Krishna countered all of them easily. He smashed not only the weapons but also the soldiers and assistants of Paundraka, just as during the dissolution of this universe, the fire of devastation burns everything to ashes. The elephants, chariots, horses and infantry belonging to the opposite party were scattered by the weapons of Krishna. The whole battlefield became scattered with the bodies of animals and chariots. There were fallen horses, elephants, men, asses and camels. Although the devastated battlefield appeared like the dancing place of Lord Shiva at the time of the dissolution of the world, the warriors who were on the side of Krishna were very much encouraged by seeing this, and they fought with great strength. At that time, Lord Krishna told Paundraka like this. After smashing, countering all his soldiers' various kinds of weapons, Krishna is now telling, Paundraka, you requested me to give up the symbols of Lord Vishnu, specifically my disc. Now I will give it up to you. Be careful. You falsely declare yourself to be Vasudeva, imitating myself. Therefore, no one is a greater fool than you. So, who is the greatest fool? One who says that I am Krishna. From this statement of Krishna's, Prabhupada is saying, it is clear that any rascal who advertises himself as God is the greatest fool in human society. So there are so many self-styled God men who say, I am God, you are God, everybody is God. You have forgotten that you are God. You come to me, I will make you remember that you are God. You will realize that you are God. Come to me. So they are all greatest fools in the human society. Krishna continued, now Paundraka, I shall force you to give up this false representation. You wanted me to surrender unto you. Now this is your opportunity. We shall now fight. And if I am defeated and you become victorious, I shall certainly surrender unto you. Krishna is saying. So in this war, you told me that I should surrender to you. Now I am ready. Let us fight now. If I get defeated by you, I will surrender to you. Krishna is saying this. In this way, after chastising Paundraka very severely, he smashed his chariot to pieces by shooting an arrow. With the help of his disc, he separated the head of Paundraka from his body. So he said this, so that means God could not save himself. Fake God. So Krishna used the Sudarshana Chakra, cut off the head of Paundraka. Just as Indra shaves off the peaks of mountains by striking them with his thunderbolt, similarly, Krishna also killed the king of Kashi with his arrows. Kashi Raja also was killed. So that means not only the person who thinks that God is my enemy, he will meet with a disaster, but his supporters also will meet with the same disaster. Isn't it? So Kashi Raja also was killed by Krishna's arrows. Lord Krishna specifically arranged to throw the head of the Kashi Raja into the city of Kashi itself, so that his relatives and family members could see it. Actually, Kashi Raja would have told all the residents of Kashi before coming to the battlefield, I will bring the head of Krishna and all of you will see that. I will throw it on the ground, like football I will play. Like that he had told, challenged, and he had come. So now Krishna, what did he do after cutting his head? He put it inside the city of Kashi so that everybody could see. This was done by Krishna just as a hurricane carries a lotus petal here and there. Lord Krishna killed Paundraka and his friend Kashi Raja on the battlefield, and then he returned to his capital city Dwaraka. When Lord Krishna returned to the city of Dwaraka, all the Siddhas from the heavenly planets were singing the glories of the Lord. Now somebody may ask this question. We say, Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu, he is an ocean of mercy. Why did Krishna not forgive Paundraka for this? Krishna is merciful, no? He should have forgiven Paundraka. Okay, somebody is telling I am God, I don't care. Why did Krishna not do this? Because number one, Krishna has come to establish dharma. So he has to equivocally establish the fact that nobody can claim himself to be God. So therefore Krishna has to do this work of killing those who say that I am God. Secondly, somebody might ask, Krishna could have gone and spoken Bhagavad Gita to Paundraka and reformed him, transformed him. Why he did not do that? The answer to this question is, Laton ke bhoot baaton se nahi mante. So people who have reached that level of audacity, when they cannot understand with simple words. It is said, Payappanam bhujanganam kevalam vishavardhanam. If you go and feed a venomous snake with milk, it will only increase its venom. Likewise, to the murkha, foolish people, if you go and do upadesha, it is of no use. It will only increase their anger. You go and instruct a murkha, what you are doing is wrong, please don't do that. What he will become? He will become very angry. He will not accept the fact that he is wrong, but he will become very angry and agitated. So there is no use of preaching to such people. Therefore Krishna He spoke also, he preached also, and to some people he also killed. Both are required. Where Shastra is required, Shastra Prayoga has to be done. Where Shastra is required, Shastra Prayoga also has to be done. Both are supposed to be done, isn't it? So, when Lord Krishna returned to his city, all the Siddhas from the heavenly planets were singing the glories of the Lord. As far as Paundraka was concerned, somehow or other, he was also thinking of Lord Vasudeva by falsely dressing himself in that way, and therefore Paundraka achieved Sarupya, one of the 5 kinds of liberation, and was thus promoted to the heavenly planets, where the devotees have the same bodily features as Vishnu, with 4 hands holding the 4 symbols. This is the mercy of the Lord. So even though Paundraka was killed, his body was killed, Krishna gave him Sarupya Mukti. There are 5 kinds of Mukti: Sarupya, Sayojya, Salokya, then Sarshti and Sanidhya. 5 kinds of Mukti, liberation. Sarupya means to get the same form of the Lord in the Vaikuntha. Just like you have seen Jaya and Vijaya, they are standing as doorkeepers of Vaikuntha, and they are also looking exactly like Lord Narayana, with 4 hands, Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma, with bluish body complexion. That is called Sarupya Mukti. They have attained the same Rupa as the Lord. Then Samipya. Samipya means to attain close proximity to the Lord, to be in close association with the Lord. Samipa, Samipya. Third one is Salokya, to be born in the same planet as the Lord. Even now in some planet, in some universe, Lord Krishna is performing his Leelas. So some devotees, they go there and take birth there, and they personally witness the activities of Krishna. That is called Salokya. And then Sarshti. Sarshti means to attain the same opulence as the Lord, to become as opulent as the Lord. Like Bali Maharaj attained Sarshti. He was given the place of residence at which loka? Sutala planet. And he had all the opulences which the heavenly residents of the spiritual world enjoy. Sarshti. And then last one is Sayojya. Sayojya means merging into the Brahman effulgence. This is a desire of the impersonalists, and Krishna fulfills their desires like that. Generally the demons are also given Sayojya Mukti. So among these 5 types of liberation, Sayojya Mukti alone is not desired by devotees, because devotees always want to maintain their individuality and serve the Lord as eternal servant, whereas the impersonalists, they desire this Sayojya Mukti. So this case, Paundraka was given what Mukti? Sarupya. Why? Because he was constantly meditating on the form of the Lord. Even though he was meditating, thinking that he himself has become God, but nevertheless he was thinking about the Lord. Therefore the Lord considers the good part and only rewards that accordingly. Somehow he is thinking about me. Yena kena prakarena mana Krishne niveshayet. Somehow or other, invest your mind on Krishna. That is the instruction Rupa Goswami is giving. So anyway, but we should always think of Krishna favorably, not like Paundraka. Right? So, Prabhupada is saying, factually his meditation was concentrated on the Vishnu form, but because he thought himself to be Lord Vishnu, it was offensive. After being killed by Krishna, however, that offense was also mitigated. How was the offense mitigated? By getting killed by Krishna. So he got killed by Krishna, his offense is nullified. Now but he was thinking about Krishna, therefore he got Sarupya Mukti. Thus he was given Sarupya liberation and he attained the same form as the Lord. So Paundraka got delivered. Now what about the second party? What is that? Kashi Raja. Let's see what happened. When the head of the king of Kashi was thrown through the city gate, people gathered and were astonished to see that wonderful thing. When they found out that there were earrings on it, they could understand that it was someone's head. They conjectured as to whose head it might be. Some thought that it was Krishna's head because Krishna was the enemy of Kashi Raja, and they calculated that the king of Kashi might have thrown Krishna's head into the city so that the people might take pleasure that the enemy was killed. But it was finally detected that the head was not Krishna's, but it was that of Kashi Raja himself, their own king's head. When it was so ascertained, the queens of the king of Kashi immediately approached and began to lament the death of their husband. They said, "Our dear Lord," they cried, "upon your death we have become just like dead bodies." The king of Kashi had a son whose name was Sudakshina. What is his name? Sudakshina. So after he performed the funeral rites, ceremonies, he took a vow. Who took a vow? Sudakshina. Badle ki aag. So he took a vow. What is that? Since Krishna was the enemy of his father, he would kill Krishna in this way, and in this way liquidate his debts to his father. So he said that I'm going to kill Krishna. I'm going to make Krishna's wives and sons cry for his death, like me and my mother are crying in front of my father's dead body. Therefore, accompanied by a learned priest qualified to help him, he began to worship Mahadeva, Lord Shiva. So Sudakshina, with an intention to take revenge against Krishna, to kill Krishna, he performed a yajna to please Lord Shiva. The Lord of the king of Kashi is Vishwanatha, Lord Shiva. The temple of Lord Vishwanatha is still existing in Varanasi, and many thousands of pilgrims still gather daily in that temple. By the worship of Sudakshina, Lord Shiva was very much pleased, and he wanted to give a benediction to his devotee. Sudakshina's purpose was to kill Krishna, and therefore he prayed for a specific power by which he could kill Krishna. So he is asking the greatest Vaishnava, give me power to kill Krishna, your Lord. Lord Shiva advised. Let's see what Lord Shiva advised. Lord Shiva advised that Sudakshina, assisted by the Brahmanas, execute the ritualistic ceremony for killing one's enemy. So there is a particular yajna which has to be performed. Shatru Dhvamsaka yajna. You perform that. Shatru Vinashaka yajna. And once you perform this is a Tantra Vidya. Tantra Vidya means it comes under black magic. So this ceremony is also mentioned in some of the tantras. Lord Shiva informed Sudakshina that if such a black ritualistic ceremony were properly performed, then the evil spirit named Dakshinagni would appear to carry out any order given to him. He would have to be employed, however, to kill someone other than a qualified Brahmana. In such a case, he would be accompanied by Lord Shiva's ghostly companions, and the desire of Sudakshina to kill his enemy would be fulfilled. So Lord Shiva said, do this black magic. If you do it correctly, one demoniac person will come out of it. Fiery demon will come. And Dakshinagni. And he will kill your enemy. When Sudakshina was encouraged by Lord Shiva in that way, he became assured that he would be able to kill Krishna. With a determined vow of austerity, he began to execute the black art of chanting mantras, assisted by the priests. So, he began to execute the black art of chanting mantras, assisted by the priests. After this, out of the fire came a great demoniac form, whose hair, beard and moustache were exactly the color of hot copper. This form was very big and fierce. As the demon arose from the fire, cinders of fire emanated from the sockets of his eyes. the great giant fiery demon appeared still more fierce due to the movements of his eyebrows. He exhibited long sharp teeth and sticking out his long tongue, licked both sides of his lips. He was naked and he carried a big trident which was blazing like fire. After appearing from the fire of sacrifice, he stood wielding the trident in his hand. Instigated by Sudakshina, the demon proceeded towards the capital city Dwaraka along with many hundreds of ghostly companions, and it appeared that he was going to burn out all outer space to ashes. So, very powerful demon, just like Lord Shiva had told, came. The surface of the earth trembled because of the striking steps. When he entered the city of Dwaraka, all the residents panicked, just like animals at the time of a forest. At that time, Krishna was engaged in playing chess in the Royal Assembly Council Hall, Sudharma Rajya Sabha. All the residents of Dwaraka approached and addressed the Lord. Dear Lord of the three worlds, there is a great fiery demon ready to burn the whole city of Dwaraka. Please save us. Thus, after approaching Lord Krishna, all the residents of Dwaraka began to appeal to him for protection from the fiery demon who had just appeared in Dwaraka to devastate the whole city. Lord Krishna, who specifically protects his devotees, saw that the whole population of Dwaraka was most disturbed by the presence of the great fiery demon. He immediately began to smile and assured him, "Don't worry, I shall give you all protection." Right? Ma Shuchaha, don't worry. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is all pervading. He is within everyone's heart, and he is without also in the form of the cosmic manifestation. He could understand that the fiery demon was a creation of Lord Shiva, and in order to vanquish him, Krishna took his Sudarshana Chakra and ordered him to take the necessary steps. So he released the Sudarshana Chakra. So on one side the fiery demon, on the other side Sudarshana Chakra. So the Sudarshana Chakra appeared with the effulgence of millions of suns, Koti Surya Samaprabha. His temperature being as powerful as the fire created at the end of the cosmic manifestation. By his own effulgence, the Sudarshana Chakra began to illuminate the entire universe on the surface of the earth as well as in the outer space. Then the Sudarshana Chakra began to freeze the fiery demon created by Lord Shiva. In this way, the fiery demon was checked by the Sudarshana Chakra of Lord Krishna, and being defeated in his attempt to devastate the city of Dwaraka, he turned back. So what did Sudarshana Chakra do? Sudarshana Chakra chased away this fiery demon away from Dwaraka. This fiery demon was not able to counter Sudarshana. Now, according to the rule of black magic, if the demon fails to kill the target, then the rule is it will go back and kill the creator. This is called boomerang. Boomerang means it comes back. Having failed to set fire to Dwaraka, he went back to Varanasi, the kingdom of Kashi Raja. Somewhere he has to go and devastate. Okay, target missed, so it will come back to the source. As a result of his return, all the priests who had helped instruct the black art of mantras, along with their employer Sudakshina, was burned into ashes by the glaring effulgence of the fiery demon. So Sudakshina was killed. All those brahmanas who also helped him to perform that black art, they also got killed. According to the methods of black art mantras instructed in the Tantra, if the mantra fails to kill the enemy, then because it must kill someone, it kills the original creator. Sudakshina was the originator and the priests assisted him, therefore all of them were burned to ashes. This is the way of the demons. The demons create something to kill God, but by the same weapon the demons themselves are killed. Following just behind the fiery demon, Sudarshana Chakra did not stop there. Sudarshana Chakra did not stop at just killing Sudakshina and the Brahmana priests. What did it do? It proceeded further into the Varanasi city. This city of Varanasi had been very opulent and great for a very long time. Even now, the city of Varanasi is very opulent and famous, and it is one of the important cities of India. There were then many big palaces, assembly houses, marketplaces, and gates with very important large monuments by the palaces and gates. Lecturing platforms could be found at each and every crossing of the roads. There was a treasury house and elephant heads, horse heads, chariots, granaries, and places for distribution of foodstuff. The city of Varanasi had been filled with all these material opulences for a very long time. But because the king of Kashi and his son Sudakshina were against Lord Krishna, the Vishnu Chakra, Sudarshana, the disc weapon of Lord Krishna, devastated the whole city by burning all these important places. This excursion was more ravaging than modern bombing. घर के अंदर घुस के मारेंगे, PM Modi says, right? This was already implemented long back by Sudarshana. So, this is like the Uri, what is that called? Surgical strike carried by Sudarshana. That means anybody who tries to play with the Lord, demons, they are actually completely destroyed by Sudarshana. So the entire city of Kashi was actually destroyed by Sudarshana. So the Sudarshana Chakra, having thus finished his duty, came back to Lord Sri Krishna at Dwaraka. This narration of the devastation of Varanasi by Krishna's disc weapon, the Sudarshana Chakra, is transcendental and auspicious. Anyone who narrates this story or anyone who hears this story with faith and attention will be released from all reactions to sinful activities. This is the assurance of Shukadev Goswami, who narrated the story to Maharaj Parikshit. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of the second volume, 11th chapter of Krishna, entitled Deliverance of Paundraka and the King of Kashi. So now, what happened? Sudarshana went and destroyed the entire city of Kashi, Varanasi. So, what happened? What is the connection between that pastime and where we are sitting now? Let us try to understand. According to the description of Sri Skanda Purana, in ancient times, Sri Shiva and Sri Parvati Devi resided at Kashi Dham for a long time and then went to Kailasa. At that time, the worldly kings began to exploit Kashi. Once a king named Kashi Raja had a sinful intention of enjoying Kashi. In order to defeat Sri Krishna, Kashi Raja worshipped Lord Shiva by undergoing severe penance. Being pleased by his penance, Shiva, who becomes quickly pleased very easily, gave him the benediction to declare war against Sri Krishna as the king desired. He gave him the Pashupatha weapon and some of his followers for help. Realizing this fact, the son of Devaki severed the head of Kashi Raja with his Sudarshana Chakra and burnt the entire Kashi into ashes with the Sudarshana Chakra. Like sage Durvasa, Shankara also began to run away out of fear of Sudarshana Chakra and finally surrendered to Sri Krishna and begged forgiveness for his offense. So this is the continuation of the story, which is not mentioned in the Bhagavatam. This is mentioned in Skanda Purana. Bhagavatam ends at the point where Sudarshana goes and destroys the entire Kashi city. Now, Kashi city is, who is the head of Kashi city? Lord Shiva. Vishwanath Mahadev is seated there, one of the Jyotirlingas. So, when this Kashi city was destroyed by Sudarshana, at that time, the Lord Shiva, he actually flew out of the city of Kashi and he went and surrendered to Krishna, begged for his forgiveness, for his offense. What was the offense? He helped Kashi Raja to fight against Krishna. In order to teach people, Sri Krishna forgave the offense of his eternal servant Shiva, and according to his prayer, the Lord gave him the place called Ekamra Kanana. He said, okay, now Kashi city has been destroyed, you cannot live. I am going to give you another place which is very, very special, which is also very holy. You can go and reside over there. So this place is called Ekamra Kanana. Kanana means forest. Ekamra Kshetra or Ekamra Kanana, as I said, the place where there is a single huge mango tree. This Ekamra Kanana is the present day hidden Kashi or Sri Bhubaneswara. So this place is called Gupta Kashi because Lord Shiva came here and resided. He gave up Kashi when it was destroyed and he came here and resided. The holy place Sri Bhubaneswara is situated on the north of the Supreme Lord's own abode Purushottama Kshetra. So we have travelled north of Jagannath Puri Dham. In the Chaitanya Bhagavata, it is said, the Lord said, I am giving you a place to stay north of that abode of mine. That enchanting place awards material enjoyment and liberation. You will be renowned there as Sri Bhubaneswara. Bhuvana means universe, Ishvara means master. You will be the master of this universe. You will be residing there in this Ekamra Kshetra called Bhubaneswar. Hearing the glories of Sri Kshetra from the lotus mouth of Sri Krishna, Lord Shiva expressed an intense desire to reside at Sri Kshetra. To this, Sri Krishna replied as follows. Listen, Shiva, you are equal to my own body. Anyone who is dear to you is also dear to me. I am present wherever you are. Therefore, there is no doubt about it. I am giving you a place in all of my abodes. You will be the sole maintainer of my abodes. I authorize you to do this. So all the abodes of the Supreme Lord, wherever Krishna is present in his different forms, Lord Shiva is present there also as Kshetrapala. He is present there. For example, Tirupati, the Supreme Lord is present. The Kshetrapala is nearby. Who is that? Huh? No. There's one more. Lord Shiva. What is that? Nearby they go. People, everyone visit. When we go to Tirupati, on the way back we visit that place. I forget the name. So there is a Kshetrapala. Lord Shiva is present there. And then you reside to your full satisfaction in the Ekamra Vana that I gave you. That place is most dear to me. Always reside there for my pleasure. So on the order of the Supreme Lord Krishna, Lord Shiva came here from Kashi and resided here. Therefore it is called Gupta Kashi Dham, Bhubaneswar Dham. And in many scriptures it has been described about the glories of Bhubaneswar Dham. Then there is one more interesting thing. Lord Shiva, there were two demons called Kruti and Vasa. They were actually creating a lot of havoc over this place. So Lord Shiva destroyed, actually Mother Parvati destroyed these two demons, Kruti and Vasa, by trampling them under her feet. So she appeared here as Bhuvaneshwari Devi. So let's see what happened. After destroying the two demons Kruti and Vasa under her feet, goddess Bhuvaneshwari Devi became extremely thirsty and wanted to sleep. In order to quench her thirst, Mahadeva pierced a mountain with the tip of his trident and created a lake. This lake became famous as Shankara Vapi. Vapi means pond, well. Gyan Vapi, we have no, where? Kashi, Gyan Vapi. Vapi means well. So this lake was created by Lord Shiva with his trident tip, called as Shankara Vapi. But Bhuvaneshwari wished to drink water from a lake which will permanently stay there. In order to perform a sacrifice for the installation of a lake in which all the holy tirthas of the entire universe would be summoned, Lord Shiva sent his carrier bull to bring Brahma. Brahma, along with the other devatas, arrived at this kshetra and offered respects to the lotus feet of Bhuvaneshwara, Lord Shiva. Thereafter, Vrishabha, the carrier of Mahadeva, invited Mandakini and other holy rivers from heavenly planets, and many other holy places, tirthas, came here like Prayaga, Pushkara, Ganga, Gangadwara, Naimisha, Prabhasa, Pitrutirtha, Ganga Sagar Sangam, all these, Kaveri, Gomati, Krishna, Yamuna, Saraswati, Gandaki, all these, etc. From the earth and the milk ocean, from the lower planets. When all these holy rivers arrived there, Bhubaneswara Shiva pierced the rock with his trident and said, I have decided to create a lake here. All of you should shed drops of your holy water in this place. One bindu from all the Tirtha Kshetras, from all the holy rivers, Lord Shiva asked them to drop it in that lake. As the personified Tirthas followed the order of Shambhu, Lord Janardana and the Devatas headed by Brahma took bath in that water. Bhuvaneshwara along with his followers took bath in that lake and said, now two holy Tirthas, namely Shankarvapi and Bindu Sarovar, have been manifested. By taking bath in Shankarvapi, one will attain the same form as that of mine, and by bathing at Bindu Sarovar, one will be eligible to live in my abode. This is confirmed in Brahma Purana. So that Bindu Sarovar which we saw there, it is actually created by Lord Shiva by adding one drop of holy rivers water from all over the world, material world, spiritual world, everything. So it is very, very special. Now the last part about Ananta Vasudeva. Thereafter the exalted Vaishnava, Lord Shiva, offered his obeisances to Lord Janardana and said, O Supreme Lord, you along with Ananta kindly reside in the eastern bank of this Bindu Sarovara in two forms, and thus let my service as the controller and maintainer of the Kshetra be fulfilled. Since then, Lord Sri Ananta Vasudeva is residing in the eastern bank of Bindu Sarovara and showering mercy on his dear Shankara by giving him the remnants of food and so on. So every day, even today, the way of worship is first Bhog is offered to Ananta Vasudeva, and then the prasadam of Ananta Vasudeva comes to Lingaraj temple, and then that prasadam is offered to Lord Shiva here in Lingaraj temple. Then it becomes Mahaprasadam, then again it goes back to Anand Bazar. There it is distributed to the devotees. So what we had today is that Mahaprasadam offered to Ananta Vasudeva, relished by Lingaraj Mahadev, and then we have the Mahaprasadam. Shambhu is eternally worshipped here by the remnants of Sri Ananta Vasudeva's prasadam and flower garlands, even the flower garlands. So in this way, on the request of Lord Shiva, the Supreme Lord is residing here as Ananta Vasudeva. So this is some of the glories of this place, Ananta Vasudeva. Some details about this Lingaraj temple. Lingaraj temple is a very iconic structure here. The wonderful architecture of Lingaraj temple of Bhubaneswar attracts the attention of all kinds of visitors. By seeing the expertise of the art and architecture of Sri Lingaraj temple, Sri Ananta Vasudeva temple, and also many other temples of Bhubaneswar, one can understand how advanced India was in the field of art. So this Bhubaneswar city is itself called the city of temples. There are many temples here. The height of this temple is 165 feet. This temple is situated within a rocky courtyard surrounded by high boundary walls about 300 yards south of Bindu Sarovar. The area of the temple is about 520 feet long and 465 feet wide. In the north of the temple is a 28 feet corridor. The front portion is about 235 feet. The thickness of the wall is 7.5 feet. There are 4 large gates on the 4 sides of the boundary wall. The east gate is the largest of all and is called the Simha Dwara, lion gate. On both sides of this gate are 2 large lions. We saw that when we went. Inside the boundary walls is a parallel wall made of stone which is 20 feet long and 4 feet high. This impenetrable stone wall was built to protect the temple from the attack of the outside enemy. At present, a portion of it is being used as a kitchen, It is in one side of this is a Sri Narsimha Deva deity. In the kitchen we saw that, right? Narsimha deity. We offered Narsimha Kavacha prayers there. There are many other smaller temples of Lord Shiva in the courtyard of the western side. In that area is a 20 feet high temple, and this temple is even more ancient than the main temple. The deity room of this temple is 5.5 feet below the surface of the temple compound. It is said that it is in this place where the original linga is present. Even after the main temple was built, the original linga was not transferred. Anyway, these are some other details about this Lingaraj temple. Okay, this is one verse in the Brahma Purana about Ananta Vasudeva. Let's recite that verse. Anantakyam Vasudevam Drishtva Bhaktya Pranamya Cha Sarva Papa Vinirmukto Naro Yati Param Padam. This is from the Brahma Purana. It says, one who takes darshan of Sri Ananta Vasudeva, Sri Vasudeva, known as Sri Ananta, and offers respectful obeisances with devotion, becomes free from all sinful reactions and attains the supreme abode. So this is about the glories of Ananta Vasudeva. Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited here. Let us see a few verses from there. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took bath at Bindu Sarovara in Bhubaneswar, and he saw the Abhishekam of the greatest Vaishnava, Lord Shiva, in Lingaraj temple, and he danced and chanted in front of him. Then he travelled to different places of Bhubaneswara with the devotees and saw many Shivalingas and temples of the Supreme Lord. In that abode of Shiva, the Lord and his associates happily wandered about seeing the Shivalingas, but Lord Gauranga visited all the temples in that place. But even though Sriman Mahaprabhu visited all the temples, there is no mention about Sri Ananta Vasudeva temple in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay. So here, the Ananta Vasudeva temple, a few details. In the deity room of this temple, there are 3 marble deities. Someone asked this, is it marble? Yes, it is marble. There are 3 marble deities standing on an altar facing west. They are facing west. So the deities were Sri Ananta, Sri Subhadra and Sri Vasudeva. On the far right of the deities is a serpent with 7 hoods and a deity of Sri Ananta Deva holding a plough in his right hand and a club in his left hand. We saw that. Sri Subhadra Devi's lotus feet are adorned with ankle bells, and her head is decorated with a crown. Her hands are half raised upwards. In her forearms, she is holding a lotus in her right lower arm, a club in right upper arm, a conch and a chakra in the left hands, left upper and lower. There is a deity situated in the southwest corner of the deity room by the wall, and she is seated facing Sri Vasudeva, and that deity is Lakshmi Devi. Okay, this we saw Bindu Sarovara. So these are some of the details about Ananta Vasudeva. Now, today we have come to the end of our Mayapur Jagannath Puri Dham Yatra. We have concluded. We are going to conclude in a few hours, few minutes. No, until you are all dropped to airport or railway station, trip is still there. So we have visited many places, had so many darshans, offered so many obeisances. About 100 obeisances we might have offered during this trip, isn't it? Or less than that? Huh? Every day, at least some 10 obeisances you offered. So 70 obeisances at least in that way. So it is said during the Purushottama Masa, visiting the holy places, offering obeisances to the deity, offering prayers, chanting the holy names, these are all extremely purifying. So by Srila Prabhupada's mercy, we have got an opportunity to visit holy places, visited by Lord Chaitanya. We went to Mayapur Dham, the appearance place of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, various leelas of Sankirtana that he did there, we visited. And then we came to Jagannath Puri, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also stayed for the last 18 years of his manifested pastimes. So we heard many pastimes of Jagannath, many pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So the purpose of all this is to actually increase our devotional service, our surrender to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to Srila Prabhupada. So I hope all of you had a very nice experience. Whatever was possible to the best of our capabilities, we were able to arrange to the best that we could plan. We have arranged, and of course there were, as far as the weather is concerned, that is in nobody's control. So weather also plays a major role in our experience during the Dham Yatra. So Mayapur was very hot, but comparatively Puri was much cooler and more pleasant. Though many devotees were telling that Puri will be very hot during this season, but it was not so much, it was okay. Or maybe our body got accustomed by the time we came to Puri, because Mayapur was so hot, we got accustomed, acclimatized. So apart from that, we had very nice place of stay both in Mayapur and Jagannath Puri. Nice prasadam, unforgettable varieties that we had right from day one, isn't it? So it was, I hope all of you will remember, relish. And we also heard many pastimes, did Sankirtan in various places. We traveled in so many different modes, waterways, airways, by walk, by foot, by all these things. So we should take back the memories of these holy dhams, the moments that we spent, did Sankirtan, heard pastimes. We should take back this dham consciousness within our heart to whichever place we are going back to our places, and we should try our best to maintain this dham consciousness. Prabhupada says, wherever a devotee goes, he is carrying Krishna also with him. So by the power of his devotional service and by the power of his remembrance and chanting of the holy names, a devotee can transform his place into abode of the Lord. So wherever we go, if we always chant, if we always maintain this dham consciousness, we will never feel that we are living in the material world. So for the past 7 days, even though we were in the material world, but we were unaffected by what is happening in Karnataka politics. You know, Siddaramaiah, it seems he has resigned. CM of Karnataka has resigned. We have got no, we got news, but we are least bothered because we are not worried about it so much. So we are more interested in, okay, which is the next temple we have to visit? Where is the next prasadam? Where is the next, like that. So in fact, this visiting dhams is such a wonderful experience, isn't it? So in our Vedic culture, we celebrate time and place, both. We celebrate time. Celebrations of time are known as festivals. The appearance of different incarnations, acharyas. And celebration of place is called Dham Yatra. Right? So we come to the Dham and we remember the pastimes that happened thousands of years ago in that place. So this Dham is still vibrant in that way. It is giving out that spiritual vibes. And Prabhupada says devotees visit Dhams to take advantage, to get these spiritual vibes, to go back with more inspiration to practice Krishna consciousness. So in that way I feel all of you are inspired enough to go back home and practice Krishna consciousness so that at the end of this lifetime we can go back home, back to Godhead, as Prabhupada says. So I would like to thank Adi Karta Krishna Prabhu for his relentless, tireless endeavors to right from planning, executing, booking rooms, accommodations, prasadam, so many plans, so many things he has done very nicely. This is the first time he single-handedly organized a long trip like this. Previously he had organized a Ahobilam trip, that was 2 days trip, but this is a longer trip, different location. So very nicely he has organized. So let us give a big round of applause once again to him. I pray to Srila Prabhupada, to their lordships Shri Radha Krishna Chandra, to bestow their mercy and more service opportunities upon Adi Karta Krishna Prabhu. Thank you so much. And also during this trip, many of you have done so many services. Ankit Gupta has done wonderful service with respect to recording and arranging kirtana, arranging all these things. And of course, many of you have helped him also. All of you have done a lot of services. And during this trip, yesterday we had Rohan who had sponsored Prasadam. And today and 2-3 times we have had our Damodar Prabhu has sponsored Prasadam. Today's Bhubaneswar Ananta Vasudeva Love Feast was sponsored by Damodar Prabhu. And before this, when was that? 26th and 27th also he has sponsored 2 meals for all of us, Prasadam. Thank you so much. May the Lord give you more and more service opportunities, and may you make more progress by attentively chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And we have also had Kirtaniyas. So we had Amrit Raj, who has debut performance of Mridanga during this Yatra. So I was actually, even till the last day of the trip, I was very tensed. If Mridanga is not there, Kirtan will not be so good. Finally, somehow we had Amrit. He had been practicing Mridanga, and very nicely you have played. Very good, thank you. And if you practice more and more, you will become more expert in playing Mridanga. And we had Deekshit also, who has joined first time. As I said, this trip is historical in many ways. First time Adi has organized long trip. First time we have had a young folk teen for a long trip. And that too, he played Kartal also. So that is very nice. And also we had Abhishek Jha and family with their youngest child, Manas, who was always crying most of the time in this trip. How old is he? 3 years. So he is the youngest participant in this trip. So we have had some observations and some learnings we will have, because we had different variety. We had a small group. We had more interaction with each of you every day. Some inputs I was asking also everyone. How is it? What is your input, like that? So we'll always try to improve and have better experience next time. Anyone wants to share anything before we wind up? Anyone has any things to relish the experience of the Dham? You want to share in a few words what you're taking back home, your consciousness? Anyone wants to share? Amrit Raj will share. Dr. Amrit Raj. Give a big round of applause. Yes.
So like people who know me, they never associate me with music. So Prabhupada says that Krishna consciousness brings about the revolution in the minds of the people, the Viplava. So this is an example for me to look that being able to play Mridanga for 7 days.
Every day, non-stop.
So that was kind of a
There was no second person. There was no option also.
yeah. So I was not thinking about what will happen or anything. I was just focusing on that present and play. And that's it. So by the mercy of the Lord and Prabhupada was able to complete.
Mukam karoti vachalam. So, by the mercy of spiritual master, a person who cannot speak can become an eloquent speaker. So that's an example you're saying, right? You have never done any music related thing. Yeah, I have also seen you. So you are more of a philosophy person. So you did Kirtan, Mridanga. So that is simply wonderful. Revolution. Isn't it? Very nice. Good. That means if we are ready to be instruments, Prabhupada can use us in different ways. We should not simply be stereotyped. I will do only this. I can only do this much only. Who knows? We can be used in something which we might have never planned for. Isn't it? Wonderful. Very nice. Good. Anybody else wants to share anything? What, you want to share something? Please share. Few words. How you felt attending this trip? What did you like the most?
Mangalarti darshan.
Mangalarti.
The first time I attended Mangalarti, I mean on time.
On time.
What is it?
And then late night, 2 days we went, midnight darshan of Jagannath also. That was also wonderful. Yes. So very nice. You will come for the next trip? So you will bunk your classes and come? Because now you have done that only, right? You bunked the class. You should go and catch up with your notes and all that. Okay, wonderful. Very nice. Abhishek Kumar, boliye.
So for me, it's like redoing that. When I was staying folk hostel, so I stayed for only short duration, not a long time. So this in 8 days I remember again the folk hostel routine. This morning we used to Sharna and all those things. So it was redoing the same thing. Another thing, Prabhu, means whatever we read, like about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited this place, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited this place. So it was visiting that place actually, then that gives different experience. Okay, Mahaprabhu visited this place. So actually intensifying our like the spiritual consciousness. So that was what I realized through this spiritual trip. And
Wonderful.
yes, Prabhu.
So every place that we have visited during this trip, every place has been visited by Mahaprabhu. We have visited only those places where Mahaprabhu has visited. So, it feels very nice, no? When, this is a place where Mahaprabhu visited. Every day we are chanting Hare Krishna mantra. It's because of Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan movement. That Lord visited here. He did these leelas here. He had this reciprocation from the deities here. When we hear this, our faith will become stronger. Isn't it? Our faith becomes stronger. And as you also said, our daily routine. I think this 7 days was a very nice opportunity to build a practice of getting up early in the morning, chanting in the devotee association, going to bed on time in the night, with the anticipation that next day I have to get up early and chant. I think this is very nice. We should continue this routine. And the best thing is, whole day we were only doing Krishna conscious activities. Nothing apart from this. Isn't it? We were chanting, we were attending darshan, we were doing kirtan, we were taking prasadam, we were hearing association, going for darshan. That's all we were doing. And we were not getting bored at all. Anyone got bored? Amit Verma? Anybody got bored? Nobody. That means what? The Krishna consciousness is such a very engaging. It is not boredom, right? In fact, one thing I wanted to tell you, whatever we have heard in all these dhams, wherever we visited, it is just 1% of the entire subject matter that is there to hear. What we heard is 1%. What we didn't hear, what we don't know is 99%. So every time when I visit these holy dhams, I try to read something more. Okay, through this time, little more I should know than last time. This time, little more I should be able to tell the devotees who have come for the trip. So if I keep seeing this, and there is so much to know, there is so much to discuss, there are so many aspects. So because of time constraints, we are only talking about some things, major things. But there are many, many more things, many layers of realizations that we can get. In fact, one place we can go and spend the whole day and discuss so many things about that place. But we are not in that level. We want to visit more places also, isn't it? So, but every time, why you should come again and again? Because every time there will be something new, some new realization. Just like if you read Srila Prabhupada books also, every time you read the same thing, you get something new. You get newer realization, because it's not some ordinary book. It's not like newspaper or magazine. The dham is also like that. Every time, based on our degree of our surrender, our consciousness, the dham will reveal more and more glories of the dham to us. That's why we have to visit again and again, hear more and more, purify ourselves more and more. Adi, organizer, you want to say something before we finally close the trip?
The first thing I want to ask forgiveness, knowing or unknowingly, if I made any mistakes, please forgive me. Sorry for this. I always felt everybody as if they are coming to my home.
Haribo, your home, huh?
I'm getting all of you to my home. So much arrangements should be there, this should be there. So, everybody well cooperated, even though it was a bit late some places. So,
Driver didn't come on time.
yeah, the driver did not come on time. But I tried my best possible with the help of Srivigraha Prabhu. Srivigraha Prabhu from day zero guiding me for everything.
Day minus 100.
Yeah, day minus.
Oh, day zero.
Guiding me so much. With the help of guidance of Srivigraha Prabhu, I was able to make this trip.
No, I'm telling about what you want to say. I'm not asking you to glorify me. You tell your part.
So, nothing much. I've learned a lot in organizing some more things, taking contacts, being in touch with local aids, how language is more required to communicate in some places. So, how to bargain with people.
And also, we learn one more thing to add is, we may plan so many things, finally Lord's plan only will work.
That is true.
This is also our experience, isn't it?
We had so many plans, but as Prabhu told, right, only the plan of Lord will work. Especially when Puri Prasadam, one of the toughest was. But Lord, Prabhu told me, no, Jagannath will arrange it, don't do it. So it happened the same. From there I got confidence. Yes, it is just, we are just an instruments, we are just following with the Lord's instructions. So it happened well.
Wonderful, very nice services. More trips are waiting for you to organize. Haribo. Yeah. So, shall we all go back? Or we'll go to visit another place now? Some of us are tired. I can see that in their eyes, in their face. So, body has got limitations. So we have to, as I mentioned, we have to train our body, mind in such a way that it becomes more and more conducive for Krishna consciousness. We are relatively younger. If we don't train now, once we become older, you can't. So therefore, please inculcate these things that we learned here, implement it. Ankit Gupta was telling, the next part is to implement what we have. Ankit or who said? Sujay was telling me. The next part is to implement what we learnt in the trip. Yeah, that's very important. It's not that we just came for 7 days, we had a nice time, and then we are going back to our old ways. It should not be like that. There should be at least 1% improvement in different aspects. 1% improvement in getting up early in the morning, 1% improvement in appreciating Prabhupada books, reading, 1% improvement in chanting quality. Everywhere at least 1% there should be hike in all aspects. Then we can say that this trip was really successful. We should not again, 7 days we did something because Prabhu was observing, we did. Afterwards, nobody is there to observe me. I am however I want, I will do. That's not good. So we should know that Prabhupada is always watching over us. Jagannath is always watching over us with his big eyes wide open. So we should have Jagannath consciousness wherever we go. Not only in Jagannath Puri. He is Jagater Nath. He is the Lord of the entire universe. He is always seeing us. So therefore, let us carry home this Jagannath consciousness and nicely practice spiritual life based on the instructions of our spiritual master. Please do join us for our online, offline programs wherever you are. That way we should stay connected. It's not just once in a while we are connected. The connection always should be there. Association should be there. Those who are in Bangalore also, please come regularly, meet, seek time, seek association, right? Because I may be focusing more on newer devotees. So you should not think Prabhu is ignoring me now. When I was a newer devotee, he was giving more time, he was calling me. Now he is not calling. No, but I'm always ready to. Whenever somebody has asked for time, I have never said no. I might have said come on another day, but I have never said no, I cannot meet you. So please, I request all of you to please voluntarily take time, ask time from me, either online, offline, we can meet, because without association of devotees, it is not possible for us to make tangible progress. So the older devotees should not expect that Prabhu should call me and Prabhu should give his time. We should seek. Right? So with this, we conclude our folk.
One doubt I have. Why, like, if you see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and a group of devotees, like in our parampara, most of the people are, there is quality of time spent in the Puri Jagannath, the nearby places, right? So, like any specific reason, because Vrindavan also is a holy place, correct?
Yeah.
Like any specific reason they selected this part of the holy place to dedicate their life till the end. So any reason, like any scriptural references that is mentioned?
As I told, 64 items of devotional service. One of them is Mathura Vasa, to stay in the holy abode of the Lord, where the Lord is performing pastimes. So the devotees spend their time there. But it's not that everybody is spending in the Jagannath Puri only. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent all the Goswamis to Vrindavan. He said, this is your place where I am giving you service. You should go there and do service. Some of them, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself stayed here in Jagannath Puri because that was a request of his mother after he took sannyas. His mother wanted him to stay here so that she gets regular updates. So, and because Mahaprabhu was staying here, so many other devotees came and stayed here nearby in Jagannath Puri.
In the Thakur and
Yes. Yeah.
Tota,
Tota Gopinath, Gadadhara Pandita. Yes. So because they were so attached to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because Mahaprabhu was staying here, so all of them came. Just like where flower is there, all the bees will come. So like that, Mahaprabhu is a flower and all these devotees are bees attracted to him, like that. So that is the reason. But otherwise, there were so many devotees. Even in Vrindavan, if you go, so many devotees are there who did devotional service there on the order of Mahaprabhu. But Srila Prabhupada says, a devotee, you should be ready to go anywhere for the sake of serving. Now, I like to be in Vrindavan only. No. Maybe service requirement is that you should go to some remote corner of the world where there is no temple. You have to go and do service to spiritual master there. Isn't it? Prabhupada has given us a very nice program, sadhana program. He has given us devotee association. Wherever we go, we can feel the presence of the Lord. Like we visited so many ISKCON temples, right? So it's a small temple, but when you go there, there are deities, there is Mangalarati, there is offering, there is prasadam, association, so many things. Prabhupada has created a miniature Vaikuntha, pockets of Vaikuntha everywhere in the world. So that way, we don't have to worry. Wherever we go, we can get association of devotees. So with this, we conclude our folk Mayapur Jagannath Puri Dham Yatra. So we will again meet in the next Dham Yatra, hopefully in Vrindavan Dham. So in Vrindavan Dham, registrations will soon begin. We are going during October, November time. We will let you know the dates. Please do join along with you can even get your family members, you can get your parents also for the trip. They will also relish. And we also make sure that when there are parents, we have associations, talks happening in different languages so that they can also understand the pastimes. Okay? So please do plan and come join us for the Vrindavan Dham Yatra. We will also have smaller trips. As I mentioned, August month we are planning 3 days trip to Kanchipuram and many places. So we will keep you posted so that if whenever it is possible for you, you can join us. Okay? Shri Mayapur Dham ki, Shri Jagannath Puri Dham ki, Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande.
So let us thank Srivigraha
Hey.
for the help of him. We were able to understand so many dham places, pastimes.
Disclosing the
Villas of Buddhists. If we would have come with family members, just have that shit. Pick this. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
That is all Srila Prabhupada's mercy. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Actually, generally, beyond 5 days, my body will not support. I'll fall sick. This time, luckily, nothing happened. I was more worried about my voice, and this time it was okay. So you also nicely cooperated. Thank you very much. As I had planned many more things to say, many more things in different places. I had made notes also what to say. I was referring to those things before each talk. But the paucity of time, situations, so many things, whatever was possible we have discussed, right? But if we should read more Srila Prabhupada's books, we'll understand many more things. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you for your kind words. Hare Krishna.